All right, let's get started here. Getting my head on straight has a whole new meaning here early. Let's get going here with the fantasy movers in the rankings, consensus ranking movers. First up is James Cook, moving down one spot. He's currently ranked 14th. Finished 7th last year, almost 14 and a half points a game, a little better. 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. Of course, the news is you can see they moved him from 13th all the way down to 14th. But hey, he's making some business decisions here in training camp, right? And Davis and Ty Johnson, meanwhile, are getting first team reps. A little different from just a few days back here where he said, I'm going to go in, show them I'm ready to go earn what I got to get. So, hey, little change there. He'll probably get taken care of before then. And then Terry McLaurin on the other side, currently ranked 24th. All right. Well, hey, finished 5th last year with 11 points a game, 13 touchdowns. Well, same kind of situation here. Not happy with his contract. Washington's concerned, though, he turns 30, right, next month. And, he's doing a little hold out, ankle, hold in, how they call it these days. Well, you can see he's been dropping off in the rankings. We take a look at his yearly, though. That last year was quite the uptick. Do you want to pay for just 1 year Metcalf money? For just that 1 year, you can see well above, and 30 years old. So we'll see if that all gets resolved. Meanwhile, he's moved down 3 spots, and you can see that's dropping off quite a bit. He might be a bargain if they don't get that back up before season starts for your draft. Does that get draft resolved before your draft? My two leagues, we draft the night before, 2 nights before. A lot of hangovers going there. Caleb Williams, 17th. He's been in the news lately, dropping down here a little bit. They've got him dropped down to 17th, right? Well, Ben Johnson comes in, new coach. How's he going to fit in with that, right? Well, I'm sorry. Fans worried as that video goes viral, him throwing a little tantrum, or worries about him now playing under center in Ben Johnson's new offensive, scheme here. Well, hey, he finished 15th last year, right? 13 points a game. If we just get a little more juice in that running, 4. If he had 4 touchdowns, everybody would be singing a different tune. Rushing last year with that 489 yards, 20 touchdown passes. Of course, he was that number 1 pick, and everybody's concerned about that. I'm looking for a bargain here. I hope they just continues this, driving him down, because, hey, let's hope that Ben Johnson can come in here. He was 15th last year. Just a few more rushing touchdowns, he can be down to 12th, and if there's any improvement, and he has the 10th easy schedule. I kind of keep my eye on him. Roschon Johnson ranked 53rd now. Finished 52nd, so it's not too far off, but you can see they had him down. They moved him down 4 spots. Who's going to win that battle in the running back? Chicago, of course, selected Montague in the 7th round to join the running back room. Ben Johnson comes in installing that outside zone. Does the running backs that were already there on the team fit that? We don't know. That's going to be growing pains there. How about Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton saga continues, right? Of course, Najee ranked 40th now, right? Finished 20th. 10-point a game average, right? And Omarion Hampton's now ranked 16th. Keeps climbing, right? Looking good. Had some preseason game under his belt now. But no update on timetable for Harris. Been walking laps at practice. Marion Hampton's been starring at practice. Only college player with 1,000 yards rushing after contact in both 2023 and 2024. Excuse me. I played in the preseason. We saw that. So he keeps climbing, right? And hey, we got to remember that Jim Harbaugh did a lot of sharing last year with Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. So we'll see how that gets closer to the thing. But he's looking like one of the top running backs is Hampton for next year. Schedule's kind of tough there, though, that 30th schedule. So we'll see. He keeps climbing. He moved up 1 more spot here. How about some others here? Cleveland Judkins, right? Ranked 44th now. Still hasn't been signed. Moved, look at that, he's dropping down. Just every week dropping down. Now he's 44th. Right? They signed Travion Williams. Signed, played with Cincinnati for 5 years here. Only has 62 carries in those things. So they did make a move. And meanwhile, Ford here ranked 43rd, right? Finished 37th, finds himself in the same situation he was last year. Sudden starter. Yeah, he moved up to 43. They kind of creeping him up as his job comes in here more clear. But right now, he's the top of the pecking order. And of course, this Dylan Sampson, no, they moved him down 2 spots. You know, he's their rookie that could fill in too if that Judkins doesn't come in. But anyway, 3 up, 3 down for Judkins, 2 up for Jerome Ford. All right, keep an eye out for an upcoming episode on kickers. Do they matter? Dallas kicker. Woo! Now let's move to Dallas running game. Looks like Javonte Williams moves down 2 spots. Currently ranked 34th. Finished 32nd. New team, of course, with Dallas here. Hey, disappointing year last year, I guess. You know, but that's that sharing that was going on in Denver, you know. So, but anyway, he's in the pole position. Only a 1-year contract, $3 million. So, hey, nothing invested after this year. He's taking the majority of first-team reps. Creeping in is this Jaden Blue, though. He's now ranked 47th. All right? So we get him in there. Hey, you can see he had been as high as 44th. So he'd been bouncing around a little bit. He's getting reps with the first team, finally. Blue seized on a much larger role as the season goes on, possibly. Of course, we'll see how they, you know, hey, if they're out of it, they're going to start moving to the rookie, especially with Javonte Williams on just a 1-year contract. But they moved him up 9 spots. Well, they had him at 50. They dropped him on 56 to 56 on this back when they were getting that lazy comment. But he's done nothing but impress since then in training camp. So Jaden Blue moving up. We'll see how he goes before the season starts. A lot of people's sleeper picks, I imagine. Dak Prescott, now ranked 8th. Right, they're moving Dak up. Finished 32nd last year, 13 points a game, only 11 touchdowns. Of course, they got him. See him, they moved him from 9th to 8th all of a sudden. They like him. Hey, you know, I've said enough that the down year, I'm not really happy with him. 32 schedule. The receivers have the 30th schedule. They mentioned Talbert here getting some more action here lately, which would be on Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, but they've got the hard schedule. I don't know. I don't like them moving him up, and meanwhile they moved Bo Nix down 1 to rank 9th. Finished 7th, so about right where he was. No real news. Surprised Nixon as agile as he was, up and coming, dual threat. Hey, Bo Nix was on a 45 touchdown pace over the last 8 games, right? So he really came on late last year. Bo Nix, you look at his weekly look at that. Yes, did good for a rookie. Had that 430 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. That's the 4 rushing touchdowns I'm talking about. You give those to Williams, you know, Caleb Williams, his fantasy year might have looked a little different. And those touchdowns can just come, especially with him getting the 400 yards. But anyway, you see they moved him down a little bit. No real news there, just updating those quarterback positions. Here's another little update. Jordan Love moved up to 14th now, right? Finished 18th. I guess, you know, no huge news there. Of course, he suffered that injury last year, got off to a slow start. But, of course, the year before that, you saw, look at that 2023, right, where he finished the top 10. So, and Jared Goff's getting moved up to a couple spots. I don't know, they'd moved him down last week, moved him back to 11th. Now, let's not forget, they lost their starting center. Frank Ragnow retired and getting replaced by a rookie. They lost Ben Johnson. You know, plenty of talent around Goff still, though. He reached career highs with completion and yards per attempt last year. So, hey, he's still around at that, look at that, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns. But the Achilles heel here is, of course, 56 yards rushing, no touchdowns. So it's all going to come from passing, right? So anyway, they're moving him up 2 spots and Jordan Love up 2 spots. Next up is a couple San Francisco. Now here's a big one here. Jennings moved down to 48th, right? Finished 27th last year. They're moving him down. Of course, the news here, it's a combination of health and business, maybe. Suffered a calf injury during training camp. July 27th, hasn't practiced since. Could he be doing a little hold in with his calf injury? That left practice was a calf injury. So he's wanting a new contract. Meanwhile, Pearsall has finally arrived, right? Ranked 38th now. All right, Pearsall finished 82nd last year. Slow start with injuries last year. He continues to stand out. Strong showing on Saturday. Dominated defensive backs. This is after he was out. Missed a lot of the early camp with hamstring and other issues. Coming on late, so they're moving him up in the rankings. You can see they got him back up to 38th. Probably right where he started after all those injuries. Right? So they need a receiver here. Pearsall could be the one. They got him up higher now than Jennings. Jennings gets that straightened out, though. He did deliver last year. Right? 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. But all right, that saga continues there. We got a couple rookie receivers here. Moving McMillan up 3 spots. He's now ranked 28th. Looking good in camp. See, they started slowly creeping him up, right? So, we don't know. Hey, not going to be a bargain as much anymore. Meanwhile, Luther Burton, another rookie receiver, 51st ranked. So, he missed camp with some hamstring issues here, too. But Johnson says, I'm really impressed with him. The speed jumps off the tape from a practice there. He, of course, fell in the draft because of concerns about his commitment to the game. So, but anyway, he, promising rookie there, but he's buried on the depth 3rd, right? You have 2 ranked receivers, Rome Odunze and Moore, on the 31st team in passing last year. Yeah, Ben Johnson comes in, but, I don't know. It might be a while before we hear from Luther Burton. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. How about the Packers? They're moving Jaden Reed down 1 and Matthew Golden up 2 now. Jaden Reed's 49th and Golden's 43rd, so Golden's firmly ahead of him in the they have the number 1 easy schedule we went over. We like that. Jordan Love, if he could bounce back, number 5 team offense. So anyway, just a little housekeeping there. Matthew Golden's up, moving up there, probably about one of those going to be one of the top candidates to be that impressive rookie this year. Meanwhile, Tank Bigsby, 7 spots. He's now ranked 29th, right? Tank Bigsby, he finished 31st last year. So we got about where he finished last year. You can see, boom, he moved up from 40th, 36th. Now he's 29th. Once again, looked like a focal point at running back in practice and game film and drills. And there have been the team reporters say, hey, it looks like Bigsby's back in the driver's seat. ETN getting more 2-minute looking will. Remember, we got a new coach here, Cohen, and he used 2 running backs at Tampa last year. Meanwhile, Tootin, a rookie brought in, we're going to expect him. He had some problems with fumbling issues, but they pretty well just moved him around. He's hanging there at 52nd. You wonder about Travis Etienne. Well, he's 37th. They haven't really moved him too much. Now they moved him up to 32nd. They've been moving him back down. A couple weeks back, he got a coach said they loved him in the screen game. Sound like he's going to be the passing back. Tank Bigsby's going to be the running back. All right. So we move on to Ramondre Stevenson, right? 35th ranked now, right? Finished 25th last year, right? And Trevion Henderson's now 23rd ranked and rookie coming in. So they moved them both down. Stevenson down 4 spots, Henderson down 1 spot. Probably getting ahead of themselves a little bit on New England running game. They did finish 13th, though, last year in running game, but 31st in offense. So moving those running backs around a little bit. Henderson moving at a different speed, the beat reporter said. Now, he is smaller, and Josh McDaniels, I'm wondering if he's going to be willing to run him between the tackles that much. And that comes, hey, I've said that. Hey, he only had 6 games in college out of 47 where he had 20 carries. So he'll be blending in with Ramondre, right? So Ramondre's going to get, so they're 2 on a team that's probably not going to score much. So I wouldn't get carried away with these 2, even though he's an exciting rookie. You know, I think some of the other rookies have a better chance, maybe. Metcalf here. DK Metcalf's ranked 15th now, right? Finished 31st. Are we getting out of control here on that ranking? They've been creeping him up. Now he's 15th, right? The reports out of training camp, the chemistry between Rodgers and Mayfield leaves much to be desired, according to Mike DeFabio. Hitting on some inside slants, not connecting downfield with some of the reports. Of course, working in with that new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. So get him started getting going there. And how about JSN? He's ranked 16th now, finished 15th. Just moved him one spot, doing a little adjusting. But hey, he is targeted very everywhere in camp, moving him around. Hey, one thing is he did send Metcalf and Lockett packing, right? He is the number 1. They got rid of Metcalf and Lockett last year. He is the now number 1. They did bring in Cooper Kupp. He is 40th ranked, although he's getting up there. They were the team 8 in passing. We went over they're going to rush, but hey, someone's got to catch passes there. And Sam Darnold did some good last year, but hey, he's probably fully priced here, right here, about 15th. So we'll see. Moved him up one spot. How about Minnesota? We're checking in, not big movers. Jordan Addison, of course. There's some news that he's now ranked 39th, finished 19th. Of course, he got that 3-game suspension we've been waiting on to hear. So he'll be out the first 3 games, right? So, hey, in the meantime, you know, and if Justin Jefferson's, we'll see on the hamstring. I'm sure they're being overly cautious, but you might get some quick Naylor in the first 3 weeks, right? Naylor kind of filled in last year. So if it'd be Naylor for the first 3 weeks while he's out. Meanwhile, Jordan Mason finished, he's ranked 32nd now, right? You see they're creeping him up there. He's going to be doing some sharing here with Aaron Jones, who got him at 26 still, right? One constant over is the top running back has gotten at least 2/3 carries, where we're looking like we might be more in a sharing more than ever here. Aaron Jones says, I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader of Mason. I'm used to splitting snaps. When you split snaps, it raises both guys' games. So maybe some sharing in there. They're moving Jordan Mason up a little bit. How about some rookie tight end news? They moved Warren up. Of course, Warren, 14th pick overall, goes to Indy. Already, tight end has delivered on expectation, coming a force on offense. Already made his fair and share of impressive grabs. He is the lone starting they did their preseason depth chart. He is the starter. So no big surprise there. Here's a little surprise. Mason Taylor, they ranked 23rd, right? Comes into the Jets, tight end. You can see, wow, they popped him up from 27 to 23, and then he goes and diagnosed with a high ankle sprain right after they moved him up probably. Threatens his availability for the start of the season now. So that weapon gone for the Jets there. Ruckett might come in and take over for a while. But hey, that even focuses more on Garrett Wilson, who I really like as a possible guy here. So a couple quick ones. We got Anthony Richardson moving up 5 spots. He sounds like he's going to be the guy there. Showing plenty of promise, especially over the last few training camps, giving us coaching staff that he can get the starting job, right? So, hey, look out for the receivers there. Probably come down if it isn't Jones. And more running touchdowns for 6 last year and limited action. Meanwhile, Matthew Stafford, they move him down 3. Of course, the news there is the stiff back. All right, so, and we'll move on. Tyrone Tracy, moving him up 2 spots. All right, well, ESPN reports Tracy will be the Giants' lead back in 2025. Right, less of the scat boy. They're moving him down 4 spots to 38th. Meanwhile, he's set to miss time with a hamstring injury. Right, so you get the constant movement between those two. And Tyrone Tracy comes back a little bit. And last two here we got here, one of my favorite rookies. They moved him up to 47th. I think he's still a bargain here, right? Number 3, Team in Python, Egbuka here. Hey, they got him ranked 47th. Booker Godwin has been Godwin has been absolutely a godsend to me. Here in my ear constantly telling me how to block technique. Of course, he can plug and play in all 3 spots. I think he's going to get a lot of that plugging and playing. Chris Godwin's going to be out early. He'll get the nose, and Mike Evans always seems to miss time. I really like him. He's going to probably be my top rookie right now. And of course, this Washington running back, Ja'Cory Coskey-Merritt. They moved him up a spot to 57. Kind of the darling of camp right now. Is making Washington roster. And then at some point he figures to be in their offensive plan. So a little hype on that rookie. Keep an eye on. All right, that's a look at the fantasy movers. Let's take a look at this. All right, it's that time. I need to fill my shorts. Get a short, make a short out of this. Warning, this is a rapid repeat. All right, fantasy movers here, where Anthony Richardson moves up 5 spots to rank number 19th in consensus ranking. Tyrone Tracy moves up 2 spots to 33rd, taking over that running back job there. Pierce Shaw moves up 4 spots, able to practice, shining in practice, so they move him up. Jennings not able to practice, calf and contract, moves him down 8 spots in the rankings. Caleb Williams down 3 spots to 17th. A little tantrum. They're moving him down in the rankings. Jaden Blue up 9 spots. Might have more run with the first team. Judkins, of course, continues his slide down to 44th now. Tank Bigsby moves up to 7th. He might be the number 1 there. Looks like in drills he's getting top reps. And McMillan moves up 3 spots. The rookie, everybody likes him. And now Marion Hampton, the rookie's hot. They keep moving him up 1 more to 16.